Hi, my name is John Stewart, EVP of Customer Success and Analytics at Upwave, and this is a brief presentation about performance branding. So what is performance branding? Well, serious advertisers plan, buy, and measure success via sales, right? We would agree with that, but we also believe that there are two distinct business functions of advertising: generate future demand and capture existing demand. Direct response marketing, or performance marketing, a label we don't love but acknowledge, captures existing demand, while brand building generates future demand. So you can kind of think of it like an apple orchard. Direct response marketing is picking apples that already exist. And this is critical. Without it, you don't get apples, right? But if all you do with your time and money is pick apples, then you won't generate more apples year over year. Trees die, customers churn. But you'd also, in this imaginary apple orchard, need to plant apple trees. If you don't plant today, you can't pick tomorrow. And that's brand building. But how do you know to pick the best seeds, the best soil, the best nutrients? That's performance branding. And the market is coming around to this idea. So Airbnb, formerly a conversions-oriented business, famously said that a pandemic cut to their search and then a later move to brand building strategy is delivering excellent results. But how is performance branding different from what you may already be doing? Historically, brand building and brand measurement has been seen as this nice to have. The assumption that it's fluffy, luxurious, not too analytical, not too scientific. Performance branding is the opposite. Performance branding brings the same analytical rigor, optimization, and systematic approach of lower funnel campaigns to upper funnel campaigns. So some of you know this, but brand impact is measured by incremental lift for a KPI, which is an attitudinal measure like awareness or consideration. Incremental lift is calculated by measuring the number of exposed and subtracting the control. And just doing this subtraction is called a naive estimation. But what if women are more likely to respond to an ad than men? What if, in a different campaign, higher income consumers are more likely to respond than lower? You need to account for all potential confounding factors. Models help us determine which factors are confounders for each study. So you need this type of accuracy if you're going to use data for making tactic decisions to optimize and invest your media dollars. But watch out. Best practices for how to use a control group is evolving. So this is an illustration of frequency buckets compared to a control group, and pretty clearly shows that 10 plus is giving you the most lift. So you should optimize your campaigns to try and reach people more than 10 times, right? The problem is that how often you are exposed to a campaign might have more to do with who you are as a person than it does the optimal frequency. So what if people exposed 10 or more times have the most important audience attributes? What if, from our last example, they are high-income females? That's not what we're trying to measure. We're trying to measure frequency here. So the most accurate measurement solution has a custom modeled control group for every single cut you want to look at. And when you do that, you account for who each group is composed of, and the picture looks a lot different. Now, 10 plus frequency isn't the clear winner. In fact, after stat testing, we're a little more certain that 5 to 9 is in the right frequency range. So if we're brand performance marketers, we need to take action on our media, creative, and audience elements. And so how do we do that? What we're looking at here is a brand lift chart that is comparing the performance or lift in awareness of a brand among 4 different audience segments. And if you saw this data, which audience would you shift impressions toward? Some would say pick the tallest bar because it represents the highest percentage of those exposed who are now aware of the brand, which is the millennials audience. Some would say pick the audience with the most lift, which again is millennials at 11.6% lift. And some would say pick the one with 95% stat sig, which is the second audience, DIYers. So which one would you pick? The problem with this type of chart is that the answer isn't super clear. And in the past, you had to have a stats background to interpret that, which is ridiculous. It's media and strategy that have to make decisions based on this data, so the fact that it isn't clear simply means lift charts aren't the right tool for the job. So Upwave created the outperformance indicator, which compares the average lift of the tactic to the average lift of the campaign. Taking into account all the statistics, It answers the question, which audience is most likely to outperform the campaign average, which takes the guesswork out. And it shows you very clearly here that the millennials audience segment is the highest performing. What we just showed you was a tool that provides insights for you to optimize tactics by shifting impressions around. If you have a DSP, you have a superpower, which has a bidder. So we created a tool to help the bidder understand which impression to bid on to maximize brand impact, which we call persuadability scoring. So in the end, it's not enough to say, we want brand lift, but sit and do nothing with the data that is telling you exactly how to make brand campaigns better. So, do you need to be a measurement expert or a statistician? No, you just need the right brand measurement partner and software. When you're ready to learn more about performance branding and Upwave, reach out for a demo. Thank you.